Mesdames et messieurs, êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready, Liège?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ITTF Liebherr Men's World Cup, coming to you live from Liège, Belgium. I'm your commentator, Adam Bobrow, and the first match of the day is a dream match for table tennis fans around the world. It's world rank number 1, Ma Long, the Dragon, the Dictator, in his welcome back tournament, versus Timo Boll, the thorn in the side, the man in the nightmares of Lingao Yuan. But Ma Long, who just celebrated his 29th birthday, is back on the international scene, and the world is watching to see if he can keep up his dominance, keep up the performance that has made him the most unbeaten player on the planet since the start of 2015. And Timo Boll, at 36 years old, is currently world rank number 5. Yesterday played one of the best matches in modern table tennis against Lingao Yuan, saving 8 match points in total, 7 in Game 7 alone. The headband is on, the side steps are happening, and these two have been doubles partners, nicknamed Marco Polo in China because of the sounds of the characters of their names. Boll in China, and Ma Long in China as well. But they are going to be on opposite sides of the table today. A long history between these two, and Timo Boll is one of very few players outside of China who can say that he has beaten Ma Long, and not just once. So the handshakes with the officials after the coin toss, and the players will go back to their corners to talk to their coaches. This will be a best of 7 men's singles semifinal. Solid handshake as always. Timo Boll, one of the great sportsmen of table tennis, arguably the greatest in modern history in terms of sportsmanship. Yesterday, giving 2 points back to his opponent in a very intense and tight match. Ma Long also incredibly fair, incredibly hardworking. Arguably the most agile player in table tennis, most experienced and very confident. Playing with his own blade right there. You can see the Chinese sponge right there, that hard, heavy blue sponge for the black rubber, the forehand side of Ma Long's racket. This will be very interesting. A lot of people might have counted Timo Boll out of such important roles and titles, heavy competitions, but last time he played Ma Long, World Championships in Dusseldorf, was up a good 8 points to 4 in Game 6, looking at a chance to send it to the 7th before Ma Long turned on the afterburners and really just set that game to fire. There's Wang Hao, the legendary reverse pen hold backhand, 3-time silver medalist at the Olympics, in the corner for Ma Long. We also have World Cup champion on the other side, Jorg Roskopf in the corner for Timo Boll. So there is a rich table tennis history here. We've got royalty on both sides in the corners and both sides of the tables. The 4 people most involved in this match are all table tennis legends. So we will see. Timo Boll said he's playing in his living room yesterday. After winning his match against Lingao Yuan, he said, well, what can I say? This is his home, basically. The German player feeling very much at home here in Liège after he won in 2005 over Wang Liqin, Ma Lin, and Wang Hao in the final. An incredible 3 victories over the 3 best players in the world at that time. Now Ma Long just turned 29 2 days ago, top seed in the tournament. And a little bit about Ma Long and some of his titles. He's the reigning Olympic champion from Rio 2016, the standing world champion 2015 and 2017 in men's singles. And he's won the World Tour Grand Finals 5 times. 2008, 9, 11, 15, and 16. And this year, I don't believe he'll qualify. Otherwise, he'd be going for a three-peat, 3 consecutive years. But due to lack of participation, will be unlikely to qualify at this point to play in the World Tour Grand Finals. Now, Timo Boll, on the other hand, is having an excellent year and has a decent chance. The way he's been playing, we'll see. 1, to qualify for the World Tour Grand Finals, but 2, to actually be the champion. He also won the Men's World Cup in 2002, so this would be his 3rd time if he can do it, but he's got the toughest opponent in the tournament now. So Ma Long is very well respected by all players, called the most complete player in the game, and Timo Boll said it himself in his interview. He's got nothing to lose, meaning Ma Long is the one who's expected to win. If Timo Boll loses this match, while many fans of Timo Boll will be disappointed, table tennis fans around the world, at the same time, no one's expecting it. He is not the expected victor here. Interestingly enough, against Lin Gaoyuan yesterday, the same could have been said. Timo Boll lost 1-4 last time they played in Japan. And interestingly enough as well, Timo Boll in his first match against Gustavo Tsuboi was down 5-10 in game 1, comes back to take game 1 and continues to go up 7-8-0 in game 2. And then he finished the day being down 4-10 in game 7 against Lin Gaoyuan. Again, breaking the hearts of many Chinese fans. And there are many Chinese fans which are here in the audience, many European fans as well. You can see German flags around the stadium. A lot of face painting for the Chinese fans. And of course, Captain Long at the top of the table on the receive. Carries the hearts of more than 1 billion. So we're no stranger to the slow start for Timo. Yesterday, losing the first 2. It's still very fluid, very loose. This is one thing that Ma Long has managed to learn to do. Under pressure, stay very loose. It's quite rare to see him get tensed up. There's the backhand. First point for Timo Boll, and it's a backhand near the table. Yesterday, had a chance to see him hitting some incredible backhands from behind the table. Ball almost hits the lens of the camera. Second point for Timo Boll, and a quick signal of apology for the fortune. First towel break of the game, Ma Long leading 4-2. In a best-of-7 match between these two players, it's just interesting to think. This could go a really long way. And we're just at the start, but Timo Boll out here deceiving. Looks like he's going to go cross court and plays it down the line with the backhand. Watch his patience. Really takes a lot of strength in the core to turn a little bit and mislead the opponent like that while playing it down the line. Caught up in the middle. Timo Boll has to work hard to get around for that forehand, but it leaves open the wide forehand opportunity. Ma Long quick to take advantage. This is what the middle is all about, getting a player to lean one way, investing in the next shot. Wow, smooth receive. So for Ma Long, I mean, we've seen almost everything from Ma Long. We know we can't put anything past him. In terms of a close match, it's really going to come down to Timo Boll taking some early points, early games. There it is, textbook forehand. So a different idea here. Timo Boll going for the long push. Trying to set himself up for a counterattack. Take a short stroke off of Ma Long's opening. With the second towel break of the game, the recipe that Timo Boll has brought to the table is not working out so far. Scoreboard says it all. Wow, was that a tough ball. That short one over the table. Timo Boll almost extended the racket from his hand just to keep himself in the point. Really had to reach out for that. Softer spinny ball with Ma Long backing up quickly. Smart play again. We saw this yesterday with Simone Gauzy and Jun Mizutani. When the player's backing off the table, slowing it down a little bit, it's going to be very tough for them to have much, I'd say, aggression in the point or much of a chance. The break off the top of the net, and Ma Long with 5 game points to take the first. Keeping himself loose out there, letting out the bad air. Oh, he switched hands! Timo Boll, it's just like he's in his prime right now. I mean, he's got to be the most frequent hand-switching player, but against Ma Long to counter with the right hand, look at this. Short stroke with the right hand, and it finishes the rally. Game points saved. Thrills by the dozen. Timo Boll on the serve. Oh, second bounce on the table. Ma Long with the perfect distance takes game 1, 11 points to 6. We'll be back for game 2. Timo Boll versus Ma Long right after this. Back for game number 2. Ma Long takes game 1, but Timo Boll adds to the street cred after switching hands against the world number 1 to win a point and save game point. Just shows you how cool he is under pressure, although I think yesterday is quite a testament to that. There it is. Quality push, counterattack with the backhand side. Now with age in general, developing more of a backhand can be very effective. It's not as easy to run around the corner. Timo Boll's used his backhand very well in the past 2 days. Almost deja vu. Good length on the push there. And then the attack played softly more to the middle. Over the table. There's the spinny ball. Ma Long prepared to cover the wide forehand. That's as wide as they come inside out. Left-handed specialty, that step around inside out forehand, and it's paired up nicely with a parallel backhand to start it off. Quite a different start to game 2 than we saw in game 1. Exact opposite. Very light serve, dead you could say, placed out to the forehand side. Ma Long's flipped it, not have much to work with. Shot right into the chest there off the bounce. Timo puts a little bit more spin on it this time. Ma Long reads it. Actually, in the close-up there, it looked like there wasn't as much spin. The push just floats back, but Ma Long with the clean opening forehand for his first point. Well placed right on the crossover point from Ma Long to take 2 points in a row. Now that change of pace with that first backhand from Timo Boll can be quite jarring for a lot of players. Again, the agility of Ma Long is what makes him one of many things that makes him so dangerous. He can adapt to almost anything.
Let 4-2.
Good length for a serve. Tempting Ma Long for the opening attack, but still uncomfortable at the back edge of the table. Oh. Clever idea, trying to serve long to the backhand, but just a little bit inside the table, maybe a little slower than Timo Boll had hoped for, and Ma Long so quick to get around that corner. But there is a statement made with that serve. Timo Boll, not afraid, gonna keep mixing it up. You can feel the frustration for Timo Boll on that one. Had a good opportunity here. Even goes for a relatively safe shot for placement. Spinny ball, not a kill shot. Nice bird's eye view here. Really looking for that middle to get Ma Long a little bit off balance and out of position. And quickly recovered, 3 points in a row. Ma Long ties it up. Now, of the final 4 players in this tournament, Ma Long is not only the only player from China, he's the only player from Asia. This is the Men's World Cup of table tennis. It's not too often you hear statistics like this. Oh, and a break off the top of the net to continue the streak. Yep, that's the sorry but we'll take it face. Quick reaction, but Timo Boll's right there with anticipation, bringing it back to the middle of the table. Right place, right time. It's a long middle name for Timo Boll, but it would definitely apply. See some of the artwork there on the cheeks of Chinese fans. And then the European-style horns in the crowd. Extra spin from the forehand. Now this is one part of Timo's game, one of many parts that has made him so competitive with the top Chinese players over the last decade and a half. His spin variation. His technique is not the same as everybody else's, where he finishes his stroke, but the fact that he can vary the spin so much from shot to shot really forces his opponents to be focused more than usual. Touch game in near the net, and he extends his lead back to 2. This has been a game of tug of war here. From up 5-2, Timo Boll loses 3 straight points and now pulls ahead to 8-6. Taking game 2 to level the scores will keep Ma Long a little bit more tensed than usual, a little bit tight. It's Timo Boll's best chance. That's a very confident invitation. A hanging fruit there. The long push to Timo Boll's backhand, and Ma Long says, go ahead, take the first swing, but I have a good idea where it's coming, and I'm going to counter it. Yeah, why not go the other way? Timo, very, very wise, and quickly discovered he wasn't happy with the location. And this time he does change it up, and Ma Long anticipates well, short stroke and covers going the opposite way. How short that stroke is. He waits right in the middle, and as soon as he sees where Timo Boll's going, takes his second point in a row to tie it up. Wang Hao, what are you thinking? Hits the shirt. Timo Boll's giving him the point. Fair play. One of many possible middle names for Timo Boll. Ma Long knows too. At this level of play, it's tough to put something past. Talk about bringing in Hawkeye or shot spot. These guys have Hawkeyes. Timo Boll was tested as having fighter pilot reaction time. A deep push on the table, a big point for Ma Long. This is 4 points in a row from down 6-8. Yesterday, Timo Boll lost the first 2 games against Lin Gaoyuan. But Ma Long, in terms of international experience and experience period, he's 7 years the senior of Lin Gaoyuan and has unrivaled experience on the world tour. The only male to win 2 Chinese national games. One game point saved, one more to go. The most memorable game point Timo Boll has saved today came out of his right hand. Oh, chop block, and it's miscontacted. Timo Boll tries to follow the hook and the curve. With the extra time, goes for the spin, just catching the top edge. Look at that chop block. Again, one of the best chop blockers in the world, alongside probably Koki Niwa. Ma Long takes a 2-0 lead, and we'll be back for game 3 right after this. Back for game number 3, and the banners are ready. Fans looking adorable and prepared. So Timo Boll down 0-2 to start off with the serve.
Level.
Now, Timo Boll talked yesterday in his interview, mentioned that Ma Long is the greatest player in the world, but wasn't at his best. Hasn't been so far in this tournament, so there's a chance. Now, interestingly enough, Timo Boll against Lin Gaoyuan yesterday was having some trouble in the receive game. Felt that his touch wasn't so strong, came in quite tired. Again, he is playing many World Tour events this year: Champions League, Bundesliga, T2, European champs. And this point started off from an unlikely situation. Timo Boll fooled on the serve and gets back into the counter loops. That backhand from behind the table, though, when Timo's way back there, he's playing fearlessly, consistently. But the rally ends with Ma Long being the more consistent of the two. Score-wise, it feels a little bit like yesterday. For Timo Boll to have a serious chance here. This game, you could argue, would be crucial to take. Oh, the opportunity. Ma Long knew he escaped. You could see the apology for the break here. Timo Boll with the wide cross court. Gets Ma Long off balance a little bit, creates the opening the other way. That's the reaction time of Ma Long. You can watch it in slow motion. The best players in the world, and Ma Long still right on top of the ball, shot after shot. First towel break of the game, and Timo trailing by 2. Again, he called Liège his living room, not just for alliteration, but because 2005, one of the best tournaments for Timo Boll in his career, right here in this town. You know, as table tennis fans, there's a guarded sense of optimism here. Timo Boll trailing by 1 point. But against Ma Long, you could be up 8-4, you could be up all sorts of things, and still it's not over till it's over. Serve sits up a little bit, and even with the corner of the table in the way, Timo Boll comes in with the racket nice and close to get that very cool trajectory to come in flat over the ball and loop it for the winner. Outstanding play. You've got Ma Long chopping from under the table. You can hear the crowd gasp after Timo Boll hits a big shot that comes back. This one forced into a block with a little bit of side spin. It's Timo Boll who initiates the side spin but stays focused when Ma Long gives a side spin chop back. 3 in a row for Timo. That backhand. It's a third ball from deep on the table. Not too many players can confidently hit a backhand past Ma Long. Yes, if it's in near the net, sure, from time to time, but Timo Boll, his backhand, and there's a whole video that ITTF released years ago about Timo Boll's backhand, but it seems like it's just getting stronger. And a soft, spinny one. Again, the placement of Ma Long, an uncomfortable serve, but Timo patiently waits and makes the contact right near the back edge. Wow. This is where people cut their hand open sometimes. Off the bounce, amazing speed. The push seemed lukewarm, placement's good enough. He gets a difficult ball coming in. Right off the bounce, it's a little bit softer and spinnier for Ma Long. And Timo Boll calculates it just perfectly, starts the stroke right away. We talk about the Chinese timing, how the top players in the world from China take the ball early off the bounce. It's part of the training, and it takes a lot of physical fitness. Timo Boll with unrivaled timing throughout Europe and the rest of the world. Softer shots for spin and placement, extending the lead to 5 points. Timo Boll just 2 away from getting his first game. And the fans sing. Variation on that reverse pendulum. Not as much topspin as Ma Long thought was on it. Flashback to 2005 here. 6 game points for Timo Boll. Clamp of the net. Outstanding rally, but deep into the backhand corner for the step around. Ma Long saves a game point. Trying to think of some of the greatest comebacks I've seen from Ma Long. Remember against Yuya Oshima down 2-6 and 4-7 in game 7. start to feel like if there's one more point here for Ma Long, Timo Boll is going to have a timeout. Again, this game is crucial for the survival rate here, the chances for Timo Boll. If this is a reenactment of yesterday, it's got to happen now. Are we going to see the timeout? And we will. Roscoff in the corner, calling the timeout. Oh, Timo Boll isn't taking it. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Well, Roscoff says, you know what, you've been playing a long time. I will clap in support. Over to the towel. Third towel break of the game. These are the moments that we watch with so much suspense because it's make or break. If Timo Boll is able to take one of the next 2 points, Ma Long can get a little bit nervous, a little bit tense, and you can see the sweat right there being wiped off near the net of the table. Both players quite tense. 2 game points left for Timo on the receive. Oh, the soft one doesn't bother, and Ma Long cracking through with the cross-court backhand. 10-4, 10-5. Feels like just a blink ago. 10-4, 6 game points for Timo Boll, and now only 1 left. Does it, what a time, and man, he still has his timeout in his pocket. Timo Boll, the master of suspense, yesterday from the other side of the scoreboard, but from today, leading 10-4, Ma Long gets 5 in a row, and Timo, 11-9, takes game 3. It's 1-2, and we'll be back for game 4 right after this. Yeah, table tennis. Families here, fans from all over. The Chinese flags in the background. European Union flags around, German flags around. And a kiss to the fans. Hello, hello, China. I'll take a picture of your camera. I love that. The camera war. A friendly one, though. Speaking of which, Timo Boll in the match now with 1 game at the top of the screen, down 1-2. Now this is a shot that we only see from Ma Long on rare occasions or when he's tense. If he starts this game 3-0, I have a funny feeling that shot comes down on the table and it's a bit more fluid. Heavy side and topspin, but Ma Long traces it perfectly for the counter. Watch this opening backhand. Chiquita. That's why they call it the banana. Curve of the ball. Clever idea, late decision for Timo Boll. Still almost gets it down. Again, 1 game is a good start, but definitely not enough. It just needs to be the spark that lights the fire here. There it is, slower spinny shot as Ma Long's backing off the table. He's left with the ball out in front. The amount of decisions that Timo Boll, that both of these players are able to make with such short notice, is just unbelievable. Drilled into the middle, Ma Long getting his lead back.
Let 3-2.
Oh, recovering the net ball. This isn't the first time we've seen Ma Long do that. He's so focused and keeps the eye on the spin. Off the top of the net here, Timo Boll with a little break in the rally. But it comes up high enough. Ma Long's backhand still, he has to hit it to the very corner of the table to get it past Timo Boll. In terms of physical fitness, at 36 years old, Timo Boll working very hard to be very fit and very healthy. Again, after knee surgery as well, has recovered quite well.
2-5.
We saw 2 service errors against Ling Gaoyuan, and it didn't stop Timo Boll yesterday. So 1 here. Timo Boll fans, Boll fans, no need to give up hope. And he's deep on the table, deep in the backhand corner, that backhand cross court. Really confident, a lot of pace on it. Surprise placement. Forehand flip down the line, and Ma Long on the wrong corner of the table. As fast as his feet are and as agile and flexible as his body is, he can't reach this one. Quite close, though. Delon Jayo called out from the crowd. It's a good pattern. Ma Long surprising Timo Boll. Timo looking to turn, take the forehand from the middle.
Let 4-6.
Feels like you're out there sometimes watching this, thinking about what serve you might do if you were Timo. Two in a row out wide to the forehand with that backhand. His pendulum serve has been, I'd say, more difficult for Ma Long to get in the points. Forced into a mediocre flip. Not a bad one, but for this level of play, Timo Boll's going to have a better answer for a third ball.
Let 5-6.
How quickly Ma Long decides to play that down into the table. To be able to change your decisions that quickly. World number 1. Outstanding point again. Timo Boll blasting it deep into the backhand, testing Ma Long. This rally goes on about 2 or 3 shots longer than most opponents Timo Boll will play. And that bird's eye view is quite cool to see what it takes for Ma Long to keep some pace on the ball, to stay in the point, punching with the backhand, which is a rare occasion. This is him just trying to move wide to the backhand side, stay in the rally. But Ma Long, one of just a few players who confidently and consistently, while moving to the backhand, can counter loop the ball with heavy spin. Interestingly enough, one of the others is Timo Boll. Spin shot with the backhand, and it continues. A 1-point lead now for Timo Boll. And the muttering cheers from the crowd is a blend of Jayo and Auf geht's Timo.
Let. 6-7.
First time this match I can recall seeing a high toss serve from Ma Long. And surprise, there's underspin on it. It looked a lot like the Schlager serve. Question is how much? Looks like mostly side. First bounce has enough underspin to keep the ball a little bit shorter. By the second bounce, it's almost straight side, and it's misread by Timo. Very difficult to fool Timo Boll. He's in position here. Not a bad place to be for Timo. But Ma Long with 2 points in a row to step into the lead. Now, in terms of the receive game, it's not just that the serves of Ma Long are difficult. It's the third ball that's waiting. The pressure that Timo Boll has to make such a high-quality shot to be in a good position to win the point. Way wide to the forehand. Timo Boll's footwork gets him there and takes him the point. Again, he had a whole table behind him wide open for Ma Long, but the pressure on the shot, just enough. Schlager serve again out here, but it doesn't work out this time. More quality receive, Boll reads it well. The length on the table is uncomfortable for Ma Long. Not sure if he wants to get it from over the table or if it's going to come long enough that he can have a slightly bigger stroke. Caught in between. That is an excellent shot from Ma Long. Back to a slightly more traditional serve, a little bit lower toss. From the forehand corner of the table, loads it with spin. Watch how low this ball is and deep on the table. I've seen him hit lower shots to the net, but still low enough, that deep on the table. With him waiting cross court, it doesn't leave many options. Timo Boll brings it back cross court, Ma Long's there. Timo Boll tries to play it back to the opposite side down the line. Percentages decline drastically. 9 points each. If this were yesterday, Lingao Yuan would take it for a 3-1 lead. New day. Let's see.
Let. 9-all.
With the reverse pendulum serve and the opportunity for the backhand. Again, Timo Boll's backhand has been so successful from that position. Slightly softer, slower ball. And the timing is broken. It's game point to Ma Long. Oh, 2 backhands in a row, and Timo cannot convert either. They're not easy shots at all, but Timo Boll yesterday pulled off the unthinkable, and today finds himself in the same position, down 1-3. But instead of playing world rank number 9, he's playing world rank number 1. The man sitting on top of the world. We'll see what happens. Game 5 coming up right after this. If that doesn't show patriotism, I don't know what does. Chinese flags on faces and in the hands of half of the fans here. Traveling the world, carrying the flag. Very proud fans, excited to see Ma Long continue. Again, the last Chinese hope. Oh, beautiful point. Ma Long can't finish it. Timo Boll, very persistent at the back of the table. This is so much pressure coming in. When Ma Long hits these counter backhands from behind the table, once he's tested wide to the forehand, doesn't fish for long. He's quick to come back in, blitz the table, get in position. Several balls have come so close to that back edge of the table on that backhand from Timo Boll, but just missing time and time again. Well, a few times more than Timo Boll would like anyway. His percentages are actually quite impressive with his backhand. This is how a fast serve works. Long surprise placement, forcing indecision out of the receiver. Ma Long with probably more aces, fast long serves than any player in the game today. Timo Boll ties it up. Well, this match has gone fast in many ways, I think, because as table tennis fans, people are very thrilled to be here and watching. Timo Boll needs to win every game from here on out. Ooh, surprise! Slow, spinny shot, but Ma Long turning the corner a little bit early and paying dearly for it. It's a very difficult shot. He's got the cross court, the obvious opportunity, and from below the table plays it down the line. You can see the racket turned around, the red rubber on the forehand for Ma Long when the ball comes up into the air that high. He realizes if the lob comes down, he doesn't need spin and tackiness. He needs projection. He needs something that's going to spring off, which the Chinese national team tends to keep on the backhand side of the racket. Tackier black rubber from China on the forehand side. Aww. Aww. Serve drifts a little long, and Timo Boll's there to punish it. Both of these players have been doing this back and forth to any serve opening they get. Anything on the receive they can find to put pressure on the opponent. Okay, a 2-point lead. A little bit for Timo Boll to keep going. I talked about Timo Boll needing to win every game for the rest of this match. Conversely, that means Ma Long takes one more game, it's over. Whether it's this one, game 6 or 7. The placement once again, Ma Long just nailing Timo Boll deep in the backhand corner. Timo's been so dangerous and Wang Hao on his feet applauding this. Look at the big backhand counter, but he tries to take the forehand and it's just too deep into the backhand corner to get around that ball. Top edge will not come down. So 2 quick points recovered by Ma Long. It's interesting to see as strong and as fast as Ma Long is, how high he has to keep the racket to stay on top of it. But that's part of where his strength comes in. Being able to drop the racket a little bit, generate with small backswing enough power to carry through and counter. Timo Boll's excellent at blocking and placement, but it's going to be very tough with the quality of loops coming in from Ma Long's forehand. How wide the stance is of Ma Long. Remember, yesterday he had a slip moment. Talked about the fact that the only thing that seems like it could really stop Ma Long is injury. But from time to time, a player's been able to take him down. Jung Sang-un of Korea, actually, earlier this year. He was here at this tournament as well. Quality receive right there with the backhand. Stepping around to open up, play it down the line. Second towel break of the game, and they're dead even. I feel like that couple is famous now. Seen him on screen a good 3 or 4 times. All right, so Timo Boll mixing it up with the placement here, changing the pace a bit. Spinnier ball deep to the backhand side. Surprise underspin. I was still thinking about the hand wipes. The fact that Timo Boll's wiping the sweat from his palm near the net and Ma Long wiped it near the back of the table might imply that Timo Boll's sweating a little bit more than Ma Long. Ma Long's not concerned that he's going to wet the table enough to affect the bounce of the ball. And the ball goes wide. This is the body language and some of the shots, the misses that we see from Ma Long when he's tense, when he's tight. Ma Long's still the best player in the world. But some of these shots look a little bit Ma Long pre-2015. Oh, a flip. The way he comes in for this, too, it's so difficult to tell what's going to happen. Racket face very open. Looks like he's going for the push, and at the last moment just flips the pancake. Turns over the racket. Bird's eye view's a perfect opportunity. It really looks like he's going for the push to the last moment. Still a 2-point lead for Timo Boll, and the serve's on his side. Now for me, this is a good serve. Percentage-wise, his reverse pendulum is a little bit fancier and causes a lot of players trouble, but his percentages with Ma Long on the pendulum serve, traditionally, he's managed to get in the points, set himself up well, and predict the third ball better. So down the middle of the table, he earns himself 3 game points. Shot block, and the ball stays short. Timo Boll on top of it. 11-7 sends this one to Game 6. The match we all wanted to see continues. Game 6, Ma Long versus Timo Boll, coming up right after this. Back for game number 6. And we've got two two-time World Cup champions playing against each other with 10 years between them in terms of when they won. Cracked ball, Ma Long bringing it in for a new one. Timo Boll winning in 2002 over Kong Wei. In 2005 over Ma Long's current coach, Wang Hao. That's always trippy when you watch somebody who's playing, who is a competitor and the winner, the victor, against your coach. So breathing on the ball to get some moisture, get the chalk off the outer layer, make sure the ball doesn't grip more than they're used to, plays more familiarly like the ball before. Ma Long doing the same. So mentioned Timo Boll 2002, 2005. Ma Long 2012, 2015. Interesting. Soft touch, ball bites the table. The heavy backspin keeps it right near the baseline, and Ma Long with no connection. This is definitely not out of the capabilities of Timo Boll. Little rotation right off the bounce on the receive. It seems like he's still not quite familiar with the bounce of the ball. Trying to make sure that all the chalky material, the substance, is off the outside. Stays on Ma Long's side of the table. So again, if Timo Boll manages to take this match, he was down 1-3, just like against Shui Fei in the Czech Open, and just like against Lin Gaoyuan yesterday. Oh, this time it works out for Ma Long, top of the net and over. So the nets are split here. As fast as that ball comes in, doesn't bother Timo Boll. Arguably the best forehand in the world. Ma Long opening on this. And Timo Boll right there, like a brick wall, just countering it back. Firm, steady, calm. Brick walls don't sweat. Soft flip deep to the backhand corner, and Timo Boll up by 2 at the first towel break of the game. You have to imagine from a motivation standpoint, Timo Boll is going to play every single point, that he's just got this undying effort, not only to please the crowd here in Liège, but also for himself. He's having an incredible year. He's world ranked number 5. He's climbed back up in the world rankings. A lot of opportunities here for Timo Boll. Just imagine the headlines, the story. 12 years later, hero rises again to beat the world's best en route to the World Cup Championship. Short side of the table, a little bit too short for that stroke here. Ma Long again, the most celebrated player on the planet currently in the game. I think Timo Boll said it well, but it is his first international tournament back. It's a good time to take advantage. Hope that you have a little bit of an edge. Now, the most amazing thing to me in this rally is Timo Boll's receive is so short. Ma Long's a little bit late to come in for it. And you'd think normally the next shot from Timo Boll would win the point, but Ma Long is back so quickly, countering and getting right into the rally, that it takes several shots for Timo Boll and change of pace and placement to finally earn the point. Seven to 3. Now it was game 6 at the World Championships, 8-4 for Timo Boll. maybe even more, but 8-4 lead for sure. And Ma Long came back and took game 6. So from a focus standpoint, Timo Boll is just a little bit further away from that 11-point mark here in game 6. Oh, burned, hand up in the air. Ma Long covers the table and redirects the ball wide to the forehand to take it. Too pretty, just too pretty. The statue pose here to finish. Wow, look at that. That is a satisfying backhand for Ma Long fans around the world. Or even around the stadium, yeah. Guy in the back won that competition. An awkward ball, Timo Boll with the racket head straight up, and once again, 8-4 in game 6. It's getting a little bit freaky now. Is this a ripple in time? Red pill, blue pill, which was it? Where are we? The question is, will things repeat, or will Timo Boll run ahead and take this to game 7? The score might suggest so, but with Ma Long, you never know. Fast, long serve, and then the opposite way. It's starting. The comeback train. Last call for passengers. This is the point. This changes the prophecy. Timo Boll counters, extends his lead back to 4, and is 2 points away. They give you statistics, if this were poker, about what the percentages are right now for Timo Boll to take this game, but I'm confident that the percentages just increased in favor of Timo Boll by quite a bit. Top of the net, a little break for Timo Boll. He apologizes and has 5 game points. Now for Lin Gao Yuan yesterday, 6 match points wasn't enough.
Let 10-5.
For Timo Boll, will 5 game points be enough here? And then some. He's got plenty to spare. Coming into game 7 with momentum. 11-5, the most dominant game we've seen in this match belongs to Timo Boll. Again, if momentum is a thing, right now Timo Boll has it. Don't go anywhere, because game 7 between Ma Long and the 3-time world rank #1 Timo Boll is coming up right after this. And the flags are flying high. We are here, game number 7. Well, I can't read exactly what that says. It's tough to imagine. It says Jayo Boar. Ma Long fans and Timo fans of plenty here. We are 1 game closer to victory than we were at the World Championships. The fight yesterday, this is where Timo Boll won. This is the real test, not only of stamina physically, but mental toughness. Clever idea for Timo Boll, changing it up. The backhand's been very effective. Cross court, he's made a lot of shots, but knows that Ma Long's anticipating it there. Again, breathing on the ball to make sure it's worn in well. Heavy underspin, first 2 points are split. If you're losing the first, that's the best bargain Timo Boll can make. Big backhand. It's a long way to go. We're just at the start of game 7, but the last time I can recall Ma Long being beaten by a non-Chinese player in a best-of-7 match, 2012. Koki Niwan, 2012, 4-2, I believe, at the Asian Olympic qualification tournament. Beautiful counter. The push deep on the table, and he gets back and ready to the deep forehand corner. Watch the racket head of Timo Boll after this receive. He licks the lips, focused and ready. Push, step back. That stroke, there's almost no backswing. Wang Hao, flashbacks to 2005. Am I out there? Is that me? Spinny shot, the ball dips under and drops out. Where's the timeout? Where is the timeout? Here is the timeout. Wang Hao on his feet. So Ma Long going to the corner. Now this is tricky, but we have to remember, in all fairness, Wang Hao did come back in 2008 and get his revenge in Liège against Timo Boll. So 2 finals between Timo Boll and Wang Hao in Liège for a Men's World Cup. This is a lot of experience to put on the table here. Who would be more prepared to coach Ma Long than somebody who's been defeated by Timo Boll and turned around the result? Then you've got Jörg Roskopf as well, 1998. The World Cup champion from Shantou. Again, it's early in the game. If you're a Timo Boll fan, you can be hopeful, but not too comfortable. 3-point lead at this point of the game is quickly recovered time and time again. We've seen it from both of these players going either way. Dima getting the best of Timo Boll at the China Open when Timo had 4 match points, up 10-6. Ma Long getting the best of Timo at the World Championships in Game 6. Timo getting the best of Lin Gao Yuan. It just goes on and on. The food chain is long. Timo's serve. Oh, double happiness. That is as netty and edgy as can be. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. It looked like for a moment it was going to be 5 points to 1. And Timo's just going to have to blow it off and say, you know what? It happens. It's out of my control. First towel break of the game, and a very fortunate break there for Ma Long straight out of the timeout. You have to wonder how much it affects his confidence. Whoa, there's a giant beach ball? It's not a beach ball. The light rolled off of the towel box. I was looking down and I'm like, we went from 38 to 40 to 40 plus. That's got to be like 180 plus. But it wasn't the new ball. It was actually just the lamp from the towel table. I don't see too many beach balls brought into table tennis stadiums. Heavy underspin serve, and this is quite different psychologically than the point before. No question about the intention here. Timo Boll on the receive, a little bit of trouble. I was going to say you have to wonder how much confidence Ma Long gained out of the fortune, just how it affected the scoreboard and his psychology. A 1-point game now. Quality receive in the opening backhand, but Ma Long's answer is as high quality as they come. Just a beautiful shot. One more time, Timo Boll deep on the table. Ma Long, the short stroke, the grip on his backhand. A little bit different than many players. But he still gets that snap of the wrist to accelerate and bring it out cross court. So tied up, 4 points apiece.
Let. 4 all.
Crowd turned. Did you see that? Can you believe it? This is really intense. You can hear the grunts on the opening backhand. I'm shaking my head just because it's so impressive. Timo Boll's making backhands that he's made throughout this tournament, and very few people have been able to stop, and Ma Long's countering them, just setting up like it's batting practice out here. They're switching sides of the table now. Timo Boll quickly cleaning his half of the table to make sure he gets an honest bounce. Game 7, one player has 5 points, and that player has won 4 points in a row out of his timeout, down 1-4. Timo Boll trying to stay loose. He said before the match, he said last night, he has nothing to lose. It's just so impressive. Again, he's not going for the biggest shot possible, but a very smooth stroke here, stays nice and loose. Just looks like a standard loop from a warm-up, and it's enough. Causes trouble for Ma Long, tied up 5 points each. Jorg Roskopf in the corner with his head down for a moment. Looks like he's really hoping things work out here. And the power 2-point switch. Little conversion here. It's a shift of power between these two. The momentum changes. Timo with the flip. Quick to get back. And he knows as long as it doesn't hit him in the open eye. Watch what this looks like with the Chinese team in the background. At least for a moment, to see Wang Hao watching. Oh, whoa, what a save! Timo Boll pulling a Harimoto out here. The Harimoto bend of the back. Look at this. This is a backhand tomahawk save. He was fooled. It comes down on the short side deep to the backhand. Whoa, Yole! Ma Long thought it was off for sure. This looked like Zhang Jiko when he was playing against Quadri Aruna at the Men's World Cup in 2014.
7-5.
You can never be satisfied enough. You have to finish the points. Players of this caliber still surprising each other, keeping the ball in play.
Let. 7-5.
That's one where the players know and the crowd is just having a heart attack. The power, 4 points in a row for Timo Boll. After being up 4-1 and losing 4 points, he comes back to win 4 points. 3 points away from what could be a career-defining, a career-reviving win for Timo Boll. Clever idea, but just too wide. On so many occasions, again, throughout this match, it looks like the point is over, and Timo's managed to keep it in, and of course, Ma Long has done just the same. Ma Long, the most agile, fastest, just most complete player in table tennis. And Timo Boll still in the lead by 2, but now on the receive. Imagine a 9-5 lead at this point. Fast, long serve, and it's a 1-point game. Ma Long has come back time and time again. Without a doubt, the most difficult player to pass, to actually complete a match against, especially in a best of 7. That was surprising. The fast, long serve. Timo handles it well. And the ball appears to not come off the forehand rubber the way Timo expects on this counter. Goes down, he looks immediately at the racket for a wet spot. It's the server's responsibility to dry the ball. And the timeout here tied up at 8 points each in game 7. From 8-5, 3 points in a row for Ma Long. This is just too intense right now. Yesterday it seemed unbelievable from down 4-10. You're watching it happen. Table tennis fans are saying, nah, no chance. He's on the Chinese national team. He just beat Fan Zhendong. Lin Gaoyuan can't possibly lose this match with 6 match points right now. And 1 point after another it happened. Point again, but these are one different player. This is Ma Long. That point right there was one quite interesting shift in momentum. From 4-1, started a streak for Ma Long. But the last several points, Ma Long has very cleanly and clearly taken the points, and Timo Boll has a lot of responsibility right now. Palms dried on the table. Timo Boll with 2 serves here out of the timeout. Pendulum, reverse pendulum. Long serve. Haven't seen too many of those against Ma Long, but he tends to handle them quite well. Oh, the backhand! The cross-court backhand out of the timeout. Timo Boll goes up by 1. 2 points away from adding one huge victory to legendary status. Players warned, please play, do not stall. 2 in a row, 2 big backhands. It's a half-long serve to the forehand side with the pendulum. Timo Boll with 2 match points. He was down 1-3. Deja vu. Is this yesterday all over again? Is this redemption from the World Championships? Is this 2005? Ma Long has the serves. And Timo Boll, much more desired, has 2 match points. And the crowd behind him, it's a pretty good split. I've said it before, the Chinese fans are very much behind Ma Long here. But it's Timo Boll's living room.
Let's 8-10.
Somebody pass the popcorn, please. Ooh, opening loop. 3rd ball from Ma Long saves match point. Wang Hao on his feet in the corner. And 1 more serve for Ma Long to go. This one goes down quickly. Looked like it hit Timo Boll's side of the table before the net. Is this nerve? Is this tension? Yesterday, Timo Boll doing the unthinkable from a very dark place. But right now, there's a pretty big light nearby in the tunnel. Shot selection, my goodness. What a point for Ma Long to save that. A few big shots here that look like they could have finished it. This inside-out forehand bending away, testing the footwork of Ma Long. And Timo Boll goes for a touch shot that carries off. Tries to play the tomahawk. He cannot be happy about that. It's easy to second guess. This is just the power of Ma Long. You play the short side of the table, it's a very risky ball. You play it cross court one more time. Ma Long's waiting there. Timo Boll has the serves. The serve, I should say. Ma Long saying, no flash, please. Please. Last 2 serves that Timo Boll had. He converted the points. Deuce, game 7. Spinny ball from down low. 1 more match point for Timo Boll, the 3rd match point. He has converted his last 3 serves for points against the best player in the world at 36 years old. Look at this from down low, crouching tiger style against the dragon. It's not over until it's over. Timo's down. He takes it. This is his living room, Liège. Thank you to Timo Boll. What a performance. Ma Long, in his first tournament back on the international scene, saves 2 match points against Timo Boll, but cannot save the match. Redemption for Timo Boll. 36 years old, and he's found himself in the final once again, right here in Liège, his 3rd time in the final in Belgium, and he takes down world rank number 1. Will Timo Boll be world rank number 1 once again? Well, he's waiting for the winner of Simon Gauzy and Dmitry Ovtcharov coming up right after this. This is Timo's tournament. Unbelievable performance, and what a privilege to be watching this. And for a few moments, Timo Boll will let it sink in. He will not think about the next match. He will smile, he will high five, and he will hug his teammate and possibly his opponent in the final for a big celebration high five. Look at the score on screen day after day. Timo Boll creating the best entertainment and the greatest fights you could possibly imagine out here. Stick around, we've got one more semifinal. You're watching the ITTF Liebherr Men's World Cup live from Liège, Belgium.